welcome back. It's a Monday morning. Still catching my breath after that dance out there.
Awesome.
Man, Dan Shard and his band are amazing. But you know what time it is? It's a Monday, which means it's relationship talk time. Now, as time goes on, with our perceptions and approaches to certain customs do change, but core principles and practices from tradition do stick around. And so today, we'd like to talk about one of the most popular marriage customs that exists in many South African cultures, and that is, you might call it mahadi, some call it lobola, dowry, whichever way you prefer it.
That's right. So today we're asking, how do couples navigate lobola in the modern day and age? Does it still hold the same importance today? And should this process be complete before the Western wedding takes place? These are all of the questions we're asking. That's why we have our relationship expert, Dr. Eve and Mafe from Mhlobo Wenene in studio, as he's helping us to build us and to discuss this topic, especially on a day like today, Heritage Day. Our lines are open, so if you have a comment or a question, feel free to call us. That number is 021-430-9881. We will love to engage with you.
All right, Brahmafa, Dr. Eve, good to have you discussing a very, very important topic that's had so many different twists and turns. Even if you listen to conversations on social media, it goes in very, very many different directions. So I'm going to ask both of you, from your research and your understanding, what is it that you know about lobola, why it exists, and the significance of it?
I want you to
Mafa, you can go first.
I'm a white girl. I'm a white girl. What I know, nobody's offered to pay any lobola for me.
In our culture, it's not a two-way thing. It's not me and you. It's a case where it's a union of two families.
Family.
Exactly.
Yes.
So those a man like me, a young man, will identify this woman, and then I will tell my family that I have identified this woman and I want to get married to her.
Does she want to marry you, Martha?
Yes, I think we have agreed.
He's an attractive guy.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I mean, do they have an agreement?
Yes, we have an agreement, and then the two of us will need to consult with our families.
Exactly. It's not that you are buying the woman.
No, it's not all about buying. No, it's not about that. Yes, no, it's not buying. Because if you take it that way, and then it becomes a problem within the marriage.
And this is where I think there's a distortion today.
Yes, exactly.
Where some feminists are saying the opposition around it is that this is women being bought. And I think this is not what the understanding is around it.
Actually, because now it's money, but back then it used to be cattle from 6 and above, depending on how the negotiations will go. So now, with the money now that is being used more often, the money that is used during the lobola will help during the traditional ceremony. So hence I'm saying that it's not you're not buying, but it's part of this ceremony.
Great.
Yes,
so I think that's the kind of the important part that we need to be giving, because this is for the opposition. As I've been talking to people and doing some research around this, it seems as if there's a resistance in terms of Western culture that this is something which feminists, as I say, are opposed to, because it feels as if women are being bought. But as you're saying, and my understanding of it, this is two families who are agreeing because each person has agreed we want to be together. It's not like an arranged marriage, or you are coercing or forcing this woman. You are buying her against her will.
Yeah, that's a misconception.
That's a misconception. So here we have two families who are becoming richer by joining together spiritually and in community forever, because it's you know what I like about this practice is that it's an investment. It's a commitment. I mean, we know the problem. Right. I mean, we know that this is a difficulty in modern day relationships. People don't do long-term commitments. So here we have a lobola system where it's saying, I'm investing in you.
Exactly, into
and
this, what we
for
have.
Long term.
For long term, yes. Yeah.
All right. Listen, there's a lot for us to talk about. And as you can hear clearly, it's a very misunderstood topic, one that has a lot of depth to it. So the question we ask is, how do you, as a couple, how do couples out there navigate lobola in this modern day and age? Is it something that should be in your marriage contract? Does it still hold importance today to you, your partner? And should this process be complete before the Western wedding, or should it take place afterwards? Should it even take place at all, those negotiations? Bopula molomo, such things. Give us a call on 021-430-9881. We'll be back with our relationship expert panel very shortly.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It's Monday, and so we're talking relationships, and our relationship expert, Dr. Eve, is in the hot seat alongside Mafa from Lobola. It is Heritage Day, and we're discussing how the marriage customs of Lobola is navigated in the modern day and age. And our lines are open, so if you have any questions or comments, we would love to hear from you. That number is 021 430 9881.
All right, Dr. Eve, so given the discussions that we had now during the break and the explanation of what happens after the agreement has been formed between the two partners of marriage and now the families are negotiating Lobola, do you think you have a better understanding and perhaps a switch of mind as to what it might have meant before? Because a lot of the people you were talking to were like, you're buying the woman. Hey.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I think that there is a huge place for it in families, in bringing families together. What I did, Kat, was put up a poll last night, and I asked people to give me their thoughts about Lobola. Here, Mafa, you can see that yourself. So we've got important to me, 53% say it's important, no longer relevant, 26%, and unsure is 21%. And we had 177 votes. And there are lots of tweets that are coming through. People are really showing quite a lot of ambivalence around it and saying this topic makes us look like your anthropological study in primitive. The segment is clearly not directed towards blacks.
It's not directed towards...
And somebody else says to me, you should have declined the segment. You are waving Western views on African tradition.
Well, maybe let's just set it out straight from the beginning.
Or feminists
we
to talk about
aren't doing that. We are exploring the topic and asking questions in order to understand. Because, you know, like it or not, there are even modern-day black people that don't fully understand what Makhadi or Lobola is all about. So we're asking the question because it's Heritage Day and we're trying to learn as much as we can.
That's right. Now, on the line, we have Tobeko from Cape Town. Good morning.
Hi, Tobeko.
Hi.
Morning.
Morning.
What's your comment or question for Dr. Eve or Mafa?
Yeah, I just want to say something about this Lobola.
Okay.
They can't pay after. They can't pay after the wedding. They must pay before.
Okay.
Because our culture. Because if you married before if you married before Lobola, so you have not the respect.
Okay.
So they must respect you. If they pay Lobola first, then they marry you. Because I don't think you got it. Because sometimes if they married before Lobola, they can't make Lobola anymore because they got what they want. So if you want something, you must pay before.
Okay.
Exactly.
Thank you for that,
beforehand.
I think I agree with her because that shows value to the woman, that you value her. Even if you're sharing the space, we're staying together. To us in our culture, it's not recognized. So Faten said, for us, it's not recognized.
Yeah.
Yes, you're not recognized as a couple to us.
Maybe you must explain what Faten said means.
You stay together with this woman.
Just in jail.
Just in jail. Nothing was paid. No negotiations were made between the two families. You just erase this, the both of you.
But customary marriage does not demand Lobola. You can still get married according to the customary marriage without having paid Lobola.
That's not a marriage then. In our culture.
You wouldn't see
if
it
there's
as
no
a marriage.
Lobola, then that's not it.
So what would happen if the person needs to collect money and pay off and the couple really want to be married beforehand? Would that not be a good
They will have to wait.
Good idea. They would have to wait for the Lobola.
Exactly.
And this is one of the complaints.
Raise the money.
Yeah.
Raise the
and
money.
Then you have to wait and wait and wait.
Exactly.
And he's spending money on, as I said, fancy cars
I tell you
or
what,
fancy other equipment.
Let's pause it for a second, and we hope we get more calls like Tobeka, people expressing their opinions on Makhadi, Lobola. And I think one of the things that we probably need to be careful of is the way in which we word certain things, especially because right now it's no longer the exchange of cattle, but now the exchange of actual money and what we say about that payment, that exchange, that transaction. Give us a call, 021 430 9881. It's Heritage Day when we're learning about each other.
We are learning.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's a Monday and relationship talk. Heritage Day as we continue to learn about each other. People like Tobek are calling us and saying, no, you cannot pay Lobola after the Western wedding. You must practice the custom first, and then the Western wedding comes in. You give us your call, 021 430 9881.
A very interesting one. Now, we've been talking about Lobola and the process involved, but I want to bring it to today. modern age, modern times, do people still practice the exact same practices? Like you said, back in the day it was cattle, now it's more monetary value. How has it changed the negotiation process?
I think the negotiation process are still the same because, as I said, that it's the two families. But now with the economic conditions, you might have the money and I'm unemployed, but we are in love. So you have the means, I don't have the means. Even though it's not correct, but people still do that. You will give me the money to take to your family and pay your family, but you don't have to tell your family that you're the one who raised the money.
Okay.
Because you want to keep the respect on my side as a groom, because by culture is the culture that the groom has to be the one who pays lobola.
So,
but now,
doesn't matter when.
yes, but now
Are you
with the
going to tell
negotiations,
your
yes.
bride that? Because otherwise you're going to start out your marriage in debt and with a secret. Come on, my father.
That's what I'm saying, that it should be a debate or an argument between the two of you, and maybe how desperate you are to get into this.
To get married.
So that's another thing, Doc. Yeah.
All right. Know that.
Yeah, these things do happen.
She should know that, but do she know? Kulela is joining us on the line from Joburg. A very good morning, Kulela.
Yes, how are you?
Very good. Happy Heritage Day to you. Let's have your comment or your question on this subject of Mahali Lobola.
That's good. The lobola you can pay after the marriage or before the marriage. Depend onto the love of the two. If the girl I love is still at school, I can practice the Western marriage by signing the papers. By arranging with their parents. Then after she finishes matric, I can marry her and pay the lobola.
Okay. All right, Kulela, thank you very much.
Also, on that culture.
Yes.
If I kidnap the girl without talking to her to marry her, I have to pay before. That is the forcing and is a jail.
Okay. So I think, as far as I'm understanding what Kulela is talking about, it sounds like he's bringing Utwala into the conversation as well, whereas what we're discussing is the process of lobola. And my understanding is that he's not really too concerned about the timing of each one. As long as there's agreement, then the signing of the marriage certificate a la Western style can happen before the actual lobola is paid. Though obviously the negotiations would have happened and the agreement would have been reached. Right? Okay, clearly there's a lot to take in. When I come back, when we come back, I want to find out about how that payment of lobola or the exchange of lobola thus influences the interaction and the relationship between husband and wife in the modern day marriage and what that should mean. 0214309881. Hey, see, chat is an
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Heritage Day celebrations on your feel-good breakfast show, relationship talk time mixed in with that, of course, and we're learning about the culture of lobola or mahadi. And earlier on, we had a caller called Kulela who was talking about Utwala, which is the age-old tradition of kidnapping. And obviously, there's lots of semantics that go into that and how it was practiced. We are completely and unequivocally against that. There is no person here who stands for that. The caller was expressing their opinion on whether they think the payment of lobola should be done before or after marriage, and those were their views. We do not stand by that whatsoever, just to put it out there. 0214309881.
We actually have another caller on the line. Tandy, good morning.
Good morning to you and happy heritage.
Oh, thank you. Happy Heritage Day to you too. What's your comment or question for us this morning?
Look, my comment is on your topic. Okay. Lobola is kind of, I would call it a ritual. Okay. It's not the matter of you are paying a woman that you want to marry. Okay. As Mafa explained, it's a form of negotiation, and it used to be done by means of cows. All right. But because now times have changed, we use money, okay? So it's two families that are getting together, negotiating, okay? Because they are building here a relationship, okay? As the guys will get married. So you can never get married before the negotiation, lobola negotiations takes place.
Yeah.
All right? So a family, even though it's money, but they will still ask that we need so many cows. Okay? And then the man's family will then pay off whatever is being asked from the woman's family, from the woman's side.
Thandi, I have a question to ask. Are you married, and were there lobola negotiations and exchanges that took place before your wedding?
Of course. Of course. And look, it's a very tedious and frustrating
Process.
what do you call it?
A process. Yes.
Okay, because as a woman, you are not involved whatsoever. It's only families, your uncles, okay, that will negotiate for you. And sometimes they will say, our girl is educated, so we need, say, 20 cows. And each cow costs so much. All right? And then it's a to and fro kind of process. Very tedious and frustrating.
Yeah.
Thandi, I wonder...
Sorry, Thandi, I have one more question for you. Was your lobola process, how much different was yours in comparison to that of your parents?
Oh, my word. Look, I can't really say because the process was really similar. Because sometimes the elders will try to compare the olden days to today. You see, that's what makes it so frustrated for us because we get so impatient. Okay, we don't see the real fuss about why they need so many cows because they will tell you before you can even arrange or even set a date. They need to tell you because it's the first day that they will negotiate, and then they will be told that this family needs so many cows, and they need to go back and negotiate. Okay, and then the second time around, they will put whatever was asked, and then the third time, that's when now they will welcome the in-laws and they will slaughter. All right. After that third time, when the in-laws now are being welcomed, then the two lovers will then now set up a date of marriage.
All right, Thandi. I wish I had time because I wanted to ask the question, and I think maybe we do. I'll pose this one question to you. So after the negotiations were done and you were married, how did that impact on your relationship with your husband? What is the dynamic there?
Yeah. Look, I think, guys, and I think I'm now referring this to the youth, to those people who want to get married.
Yes.
You need to be ready. Because if you are not ready, you rush this. You won't be happy in your marriage. You see, because now, if you didn't save, you will have to go and make loans. And that's what really happens. And that's what makes problems with the marriage because it's not sustainable and there will be finger pointing, you know. Otherwise, people that want to get married need to save. You've got to save. And there is no shortcut because this is a culture. They are making a ritual. And that's what African people need to understand because I think it goes all the races.
Thandi, thank you very much. You've been a wealth of knowledge, and thank you for sharing your experience with us.
She shared a lot. And I think I agree with her on a number of things about the recognition. When you start to be recognized as the groom to that family, it is only after the negotiations are done and the two families have agreed. Because now, in our culture, it means that the other side has gained a son and the other side has gained a daughter. So that's the thing. So it's a union of two families.
So one would imagine or would hope that that would strengthen the marriage, but I wonder if it does add gravitas to the marriage and make two people think, well, we've done this investment, we've done this whole family ritual, and therefore we have to stay together and work harder on the marriage. Exactly. Do you find that couples would be aware of that and say, okay, we really want to work on this marriage?
Yeah, I think so. With that process, that's where you became to value each other then, because you have worked this process and the families that are involved into this. So it's more about valuing each other and also yes, and also the mutual respect. Because I didn't buy her at the end of the day, but it was more of a gesture.
I tell you what, unfortunately, it is so unfortunate that we have run out of time. And thank you to our callers for offering their views and their opinions. And of course, the concerns around Lobola shouldn't detract from the essence of the custom itself. It still remains popular because, of course, it promotes harmony, as we've just said, between two marrying families, the marrying couple, a bringing together of community, as well as conveying the dignity and support that promotes a harmonious union. We hope that it does carry on going forward, growing in the future of South Africa in that sentiment. Thank you very much to Martha and Dr. Eve. Thanks, babe. Oh, my word, what a conversation. Wow.